Koh Phi Phi is one of the most famous islands in Thailand, but when you first get here, it doesn't feel like what you expected at all. It's dense, compressed, everything is right on top of itself. And whether this place is worth visiting really comes down to whether you understand that.
Hi everyone, it's Urmi and Sanjay from Jetsetting with us. Alright, so this is not going to be that dreamy highlight reel about Koh Phi Phi. This is going to be an honest breakdown. Is it worth it for your Thailand trip to visit this island? We're going to go through what's incredible, what's annoying, what the day-to-day feels like, who's this place perfect for, and who should skip it.
If you want the immersive Koh Phi Phi episode where we show you the hike to Viewpoint 2 and what a boat day tour in Koh Phi Phi is like, I'll leave a link in the description below and a card right up here for you. And before we jump into it, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with a friend who might be visiting Koh Phi Phi soon, because whether you love or hate that place really depends on what your expectations are. So, that being said, let's jump into it.
Most people arrive in Koh Phi Phi with the same picture in their head. They're thinking turquoise water, limestone cliffs, that movie island vibe, and a place that's basically a relaxed tropical base for a couple of days.
And to be fair, Phi Phi can deliver those things, especially on days when you're out on the water. But people can also carry expectations that it's just a quiet island vibe where you spread out, decompress, and just drift through the day. So before we jump into the pros and cons, ask yourself the following question. Are you coming to this island because of what's around the island, or because you want the island itself to be peaceful? The answer to that question is going to be the difference between you saying you had an amazing stop versus why did we come here?
Let's talk about what Koh Phi Phi actually feels like when you arrive on the island. The first thing you'll notice is that everything is packed into a very small footprint. The main town is basically wedged between two bays, with this narrow strip connecting them, so you're never really away from the center of activity. And that has some real upsides because it means you can walk everywhere. There are no cars or scooters ripping past you, and if you're here for a short stop, it's insanely convenient.
And all that together means that Koh Phi Phi can be intense. I don't mean that in a bad way, it can just be concentrated. You'll hear boats, you'll hear music at night, especially if you're staying close to a bar, and when you're walking on the limited number of walkways, you'll just cross through a lot of people. There's nothing wrong with that. Just think of Koh Phi Phi as a base camp. It's where your restaurants and accommodations are, and where you want to get the quiet island side, you'll do a boat tour, you might hike up to the viewpoint, or you might just relax at the beach. When you think about it this way, that helps answer the question, is this place worth it? You'll have the right assumptions in mind.
Now that we're judging Phi Phi by the right standard, here's where it absolutely delivers. First, the scenery around the island. Phi Phi's best moments aren't when you're standing in town, they're when you're out on the water and you're seeing the limestone cliffs from the boat, pulling into coves and lagoons, and getting that scale you just can't feel from the street level. And this is why so many people, even those that don't love the town, still put Phi Phi on their itinerary, because the surrounding area is legitimately special. Second, the viewpoint. This hike was steep but short, and with this fantastic view. We've been to many islands, but never found one with a hike like this. And once you've seen it from above, it makes sense why Koh Phi Phi feels so compressed.
So now let's talk about some of the trade-offs, because the things that make Phi Phi efficient and iconic can oftentimes also be polarizing. In a lot of ways, it's kind of like New York, actually. First, let's talk about the hectic vibe in Koh Phi Phi. Like I said earlier, this place is small, and that does mean that crowds can get in your face, even if it's not like wall-to-wall crowds. And so the thing is, if you're looking for the ideal experience where, for example, you want to wake up late, go to sleep early, read a book, and have a quiet time, it's not necessarily the easiest place to get that. You might be staying near a bar where the nightlife runs until 2 or 3 in the morning. Of course, that's great if you want that, but if you don't want that, you might keep this in mind before you really decide if Koh Phi Phi is a trip worth it for you.
Second, the value equation may feel off. Phi Phi is famous and it's set up for short-term travelers. When you visit Koh Phi Phi, you may end up paying more than you expect for food, hotel, and tours, and you're not necessarily getting a premium service in return. It's not that it's a scam, but what you're paying for is actually convenience and location, not necessarily premium quality.
Third, the main beaches can disappoint if you're thinking about it in terms of your classic tropical beach day. What I mean is that if you're thinking about the videos where you see the tall limestone cliffs and the peaceful beaches, that's not what you get from the main beach next to the town. You really need to take a boat tour to go see those beaches.
Fourth, it's easy to do Phi Phi wrong. If you treat it like a slow, relaxing retreat, you're going to start to notice everything about the trip that's slightly annoying. The noise, the motion, the number of people that are there. However, if you look at it through the right lens, a base camp, a viewpoint, and a boat tour, everything else kind of becomes a bit more tolerable. If your reaction to what I just described is, that is just so exhausting, that's actually really useful information for you. It's not that Phi Phi is good or bad in a vacuum, it's really good for a certain type of trip.
And that's what we're going to talk about next, helping you figure out if Koh Phi Phi is the right place for you depending on the kind of island experience you want to have. We think that Koh Phi Phi will really be a great time if any of the following resonate with you. If you want more of a lively rather than remote experience, if you enjoy a lot of social energy, especially in the evening and nighttime, or if you're okay doing things out on the water rather than just hanging out in the town all day.
However, we feel this destination may not be the right fit for your trip if you're looking for a low-key beach and book type of location, you really just don't like constant movement and crowds, and you're sensitive to noise and do not want to have to think about where you're staying overnight. And here's the important part. Skipping Phi Phi doesn't mean you miss Thailand. It just means you're choosing an island that matches your trip vibe. So if you've been nodding along to the first list, Phi Phi can be a great stop. If you've been nodding along to the second list, this is exactly how people end up disappointed.
Okay, so now that we've figured out which bucket you're in, if you are deciding to go, let's talk about how we can best plan this trip to play to its strengths. First, if you're going to go to Koh Phi Phi, treat it as a short-term, high-yield stop, not a long island retreat. Most travelers who come here don't need more than maybe 2 nights, and I would say a maximum of 3. That gives you plenty of time to do 1 or 2 boat tours and take a day to check out the viewpoint, while also getting some relaxed time in and some party time if you're looking for that too.
Second, prioritize the around the island experience. The reason Phi Phi is famous isn't the town, it's what you get when you're out on the water. So if you're choosing where to spend your time and money, the boat day is usually the highest ROI. Third, do the viewpoint at the right time. This is one of those hikes that's completely worth it, but it's way more enjoyable when you time it intelligently. Earlier in the day tends to feel better, and the payoff is quite the amazing view.
So all that being said, here's the clean verdict. Is Koh Phi Phi worth it? The answer is yes, if you're willing to do this as a short-term stop where you get the classic Thai island experience without expecting a long, relaxing trip, because that is not what Koh Phi Phi is. If you want a high-energy, short-term stop, 1 or 2 days where you get a boat tour, maybe you hike the viewpoint, and have a good time partying, this is a great stop for you.
However, Phi Phi is likely not worth it if your ideal island trip is slow, relaxed, restorative, and quiet. If you're looking for empty beaches, low noise, and a lot of space, this is not going to be the right destination for you.
So, to answer the question, Koh Phi Phi is not a universal must-do. It's the kind of place you go if you want that high-energy vibe. And if you don't want it, nothing wrong with that, but maybe skip and go try a different island instead.
If you've been to Koh Phi Phi, did it match your expectations? And if you haven't been yet, what about this video surprised you the most? We'd love to hear from you, so be sure to leave a comment below. And if you'd like to see our more immersive Koh Phi Phi episode, the one where we go up to Viewpoint 2 and take a boat tour, be sure to go watch that next on our channel.
And if you found this video useful, be sure to like this video, share it with a friend who might be visiting Koh Phi Phi, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss what's coming next.
We look forward to seeing you on our next adventure. Bye for now!